everyone. Lovely to have your company here at Crafters TV as always, and welcome to a launch party 2. This one is going to be absolutely brilliant, and you know that what we've got in front of us here, a lot of you will have in its box in front of you right now. So the great thing is you can come and craft along with this as well. If you haven't seen the year in craft, oh my word, you are in for a huge treat. If you're looking to do a little bit of last minute Christmas shopping, or maybe the other half needs a bit of a nudge as well, then this will be the show to do it. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Right, listen, I'm never here on my own, although if I do all find it all a bit too much later, I might put my feet up because I can today. And with me, because I'm only a little elf, I have got our crafter extraordinaire. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jan Brown. Jan, good morning, afternoon.
Good afternoon, honestly. It's sort of like, it's remembering what day we're on at the minute, isn't it? Everything's so busy and so hectic. It's like getting ready for our, what Christmas is going to be. It's like I had to remind myself this morning that it was actually Tuesday, Derek. So yes, thrilled to be back. Got lots of lovely stuff this afternoon, and I can't wait to get into our box. It's the first time I've had a go with this today. So yes, looking forward to showing you what's in it for those people out there that haven't come across it. And obviously, if you have got it at home, you might be able to craft along with us today.
Absolutely,
Fabulous.
It's going to be brilliant. I cannot wait, Jan, and it's going to fly like that. It really will. Right, listen, lots of reasons for you to get involved in the show, as always, because it is Christmas. We are sprinkling a little bit of Christmas cheer around for everyone. We've made lots and lots of winners already, and I want to make 2 more winners in this show as well, because I have got £20 or $20 to spend here at Crafters Companion for 2 of you in this show. I'll do one from Facebook and I'll do one from YouTube as well. All you need to do is come and get social with us on our Facebook page or on our YouTube. Get commenting away. You can say whatever you want. Actually, what's your best piece of advice for preparing for Christmas? What's your one secret? What is your favourite extra little snack dish that you only enjoy at Christmas? Comment something like that. I don't mind. You might have questions for Jan. You might have questions about the year in craft. Whatever it might be, just get a little comment in, and my social superstars are sending them all through to me. Now, also, the countdown has begun. We are looking about 24 hours to go until we pick the raffle. Now remember, this raffle is brilliant because it's raising money for one amazing cause, which is the Bradley Lowry Foundation, which is supporting families with children who have rare forms of cancer that can't be treated by the traditional health services. So this is making such a big difference to families. And you know, with it being Crafters Companion, a £2 or a $3 ticket can win you. Can you see those prizes on the left-hand side there? Worth nearly £550, nearly $700 worth of goodies, and it's going to one of you. Remember, if you buy 2 tickets, we will send you one of our special Crafters Companion 2020 Christmas stockings for your Christmas tree, which could be with you in time for this year, could be ready for next year as well. And you've got to have one. They're very exclusive and limited edition, and you can still buy them on the website as well, by the way, with the profits going to the Bradley Lowry Foundation. So that's all the housekeeping done, so make sure that you are commenting away all the way through the show. Let's have a little menu, shall we, of what we've got to look forward to in the next couple of hours. Now, Jan cannot wait to get unboxing our Year of Craft by Crafters Companion. Over 2,000 bits and pieces to play with. It's going to be brilliant. If you want your ultimate crafter starter, then I think actually this could well be a pack to go for. Even if you are super experienced, you are going to love having this very limited edition, remember, as well, Year of Craft. $129.99 or $159.96. It is coming with the Year of Craft binder, which is going to be your absolute month-by-month essential, with lots of recipe cards, lots of inspiration in there as well. And that's coming for free. That should be another $29.99 in the UK or $39.99. It's coming free with this bundle, but that won't be the case forever, so snap it up. Make it your early New Year's resolution to get yourself for a Year of Craft organised right now for $129.99 or $159.96. Now, there's a paper collection that goes with the Year of Craft as well, which is absolutely superb. It's gorgeous. 2 8x8 paper pads. You've got your all occasions and your brights there as well. So you've got some lovely pattern papers there, which are beautiful. I love them. And there's 72 pages in each of those for just £26 or $33. It's not a choice. You get both of them in that deal, which is awesome. We've also got for you a big scoreboard bundle today. This is really, really useful for anyone who hasn't yet got themselves a scoreboard or an Embella box or the boxer I'd never heard of before today. This I can't wait to see. Well, here's a bundle that is only back in stock today. So we've put it together for you. The Score Master, only back in stock. The Embella Box Creator, the boxer board, and there are 2 12 by 12 paper pads in this bundle as well. I know the whole thing is half price there, coming in at £38 or $43. Amazing. I have never seen the boxer in action. I'll see whether I can persuade our Jan maybe. I've got one over here, Jan, if you need one, by the way. We might make a little box later. Anyway, let's see. We've got a lot of show between now and 6 o'clock. There's also an Explorer kit today for you as well, which is pretty awesome. So if you want to get into colouring, then this is really, really good, because this is your Tri-Blend Explorer kit, saving over 30% in this in total. So with this, you get a pack of the Nina Soda cards, you get one of the alcohol-proof ink pads. It's rustic brown, which of course means you use your alcohol-proof with your alcohol markers, in which your Tri-Blends are, and you get the Exotic Blends 6-piece Tri-Blend collection. You also get an amazing stamp called Fresh Florals, which is brilliant for colouring, and you also get a pack of rocker blocks there as well. So on the whole thing, you are saving over 30%. It's £30.76 or $44.68. I was going to say pence then, sorry, I nearly got it the wrong way around then. It's cents, of course. There's so much more on the show as well. If you are looking, by the way, for a guillotine today, we've got the small guillotine in stock. We've also got the large guillotine in stock as well. So if you want to grab that, you certainly can. Jan's just testing hers at the moment. They're UK only, of course, as is the cutting mat, which is on right now as well. There's so much more. There's some wonderful paper pad collections as well. There's winter sale items galore as well. I can't even start telling you about what they might or might be, because they might have gone already, but up to 70% savings on the winter sale, which is really, really cool. Right, let's start right at the very, very beginning with this little lot. And what you can see on your screen so far is not anywhere near the whole deal. That is, and this is a Year of Craft from Crafters Companion. So, if you've recently started watching Crafters TV and you've loved what we've done, you've maybe even bought yourself a MIDI or a Mini, and you've got yourself a few pens and maybe an ink pad and a little bit, and you're thinking, I feel like I'm behind everyone else and I really want to catch up super quick. I think your Year of Craft is like a super quick catch up, but also makes a lovely gift idea as well. So even if you've not made those decisions, gents, about gifts for your good lady, if someone needs a nudge, this could be the show to give them that nudge right now, because Jan will now recreate that Christmas morning feel when you get to open your Year of Craft and all of its secrets, Jan, as well.
Honestly, I've been dying to get my hands on this, Derek. I really have. I remember watching when Sarah launched it. I think it was at the beginning of this month. And I was just like, I don't know any crafter that would say no to this. I really don't. And it's such a beautifully packaged item that it is literally a gift. Derek's right. You know, if you're still looking for that something to buy, this is the one. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look through and show you what comes in. So I'm hoping we can come and have a nosy right in the drawer here. I've got them in my ear and they're ready to zoom in. So you get the box, really sturdy. Yep, and you've got 3 separate drawers, 3 separate compartments. And this is, I'll talk to you a little bit later about the fact that it is actually a buildable item. So this is the beginning. All right, so you want to get in on the trend now, because there will be so much more to come next year that will work with this, okay? And am I right in thinking, guys, that once this is gone, it's gone? Yep. So once the stock's run out, because we ordered a massive, massive stock, and if and when it's gone, that's it, you can't get it. So once the items start coming out next year to go with it, if you haven't got the base kit, you're going to feel as if you've missed out. So let's have a look then. Are we ready, guys? We're going to have a peer in the top drawer. Look, here we go. So it comes beautifully wrapped, and you've got all our gorgeous Crafter's Companion tissue paper. And when we open it, in fact, I'm going to take the whole drawer out so that we can see there. Let's pull it out, look, so we can see. So we take this out, we've got our little gift tag in there. Open it out, and it is absolutely crammed full of items, and there is a complete mixture of things as a new crafter that you will absolutely love, but as an existing crafter, it's like I've been crafting a long time and I've got a lot of craft stuff in my craft room, but somehow they've managed to come up with things that are different. You know, there's a really nice range of embossing folders. Some of them have got little word, so you can emboss the words on there. So we can see that one that says happy birthday to you. The other one says just for you. There's some textured folders in there. We've got templates in there. I have got metal dies coming out of my ears. If I just show you this one, we can have a look. Look at, you know, how many dies there are. That's just one packet. You know, this is not all of them. That's just one packet, 17 separate dies, all those beautiful florals. Just think how useful that and how many occasions that would actually cover. And then we have got the globe one. In fact, let me put some of these down so that you can see them a bit better. We've got the globe in there, and then this bit later on, when I get to the next row, there's a stamp set that goes with this, so you can stamp inside or you can die cut inside. We've got some of our beautiful edgeables in there. Those of you that are familiar with these, you'll know that we've actually left the cutting parts off so that you can extend this. There are elements to cut out. We've got the wreath. We've looked at what sentiments we think will be useful, generic sentiments, the little tree that you can add foliage to and make it whatever season you want. So it's an all year round. It's not just, oh, I can only use that for autumn. And then you've got some of our nesting dies as well. So we've got nesting hearts, which I'm going to use in our first demo. We've got tag toppers in there. Honestly, there is oodles, and that's just drawer one. So I'm going to pop those back in. There is a little bit of cardstock in here as well, which I'll just flick through and show you. I don't know whether I've got all of it in here, but I will just flick through some of the different patterns. And you can see we've done sort of like, this one's more of a plain one, and then you've got a floral one, but just look how they match together beautifully. And again, lots of, oh, that one's a bit, that one's good on the eyes. Let me find that one again. Look at that. That's a good one for your cameras there. Wood grains, look, plaids, you name it. It's all been thought through. Full colour spectrum there. And I think there are some plain ones further down as well. So let's pop all that back in. That's just the first drawer. We were only sort of a third of the way through. So let's pop that one back in. Right. That one's going back in the top. And don't forget, you can reorganise this however you wish. When you get this home, you know, you can reorganise this how you want it. This is how it comes. But if you want to have them in different drawers, no problem. So again, we've got 2 full packs. We've got lovely little shiny crystal gems, and then we've got pearlised ones in there, all thought out with that matching colour scheme so that you can match them to those papers and the cardstock in there. And then these, I absolutely adore these. We've got vellum inserts to go inside. So if you're making the smaller cards there, you've got those little tiny inserts. Now we've actually folded them back the other way so that you can see the sentiment on them. Obviously when you get them home, you would fold this part back round so that it enclosed your sentiment inside. But this one actually says, you stole my heart. So you can imagine, straight away, my mind's just gone back to that nesting heart die, some of the red cardstock. I'm thinking Valentine's Day coming up very closely once we've got through our Christmas period, and that was just one that I've picked out. So you've got a selection of verses, of sentiments, and then we go up to your more traditional C6 size. You can see those sentiments in there again. You make my heart skip a beat. There you go. And then we're going up to the slightly bigger one. I think that looks about 6x4, I think. Might be 7x5. And honestly, we're going all the way up. I'm going to put these up here again. 6x6. Absolutely full. In fact, you know, I'm literally pulling them out of all the sentiments. We've also got in there our lovely stamps, and you can see that die that I picked up earlier that had got the globe on. We have it the right way up, shall we? Yeah. You can see you can stamp out the actual world globe, you can stamp out the florals, you've got the die that mixed and matched with it. We've got that lovely little set of luggage on that one as well there, look. Sentiments, everything filled, and then you've got happy birthday cake. Let me just pop that on the back of there so that you can see that one. Yep, all the numbers on there so that you could actually personalise it. This one I think is probably one of the best ones in here. Look at the amount of sentiments on there. You know, we've tried to think of all the different occasions that you would make a greeting card for and tried to cover as many sentiments as we could think of. And then as well, you've actually got the months of the year. You've got the numbers in there, so you could be making calendars and things like that. This would work lovely with the organiser that I had last week with me. You know, you could intermix with that. And then this last one, again, those beautiful, beautiful wreaths in there. But every little bit of it, it's not just the 4 wreaths, every bit has got an extra little sentiment or an embellishment in to use up all that space. So that was drawer number 2. There's also some, I love bling. A card's not finished without bling. Yeah, so you've got a pack of those in there as well. So again, get this reorganised when you get it home so that you've got everything where you want it. You could even label up your drawers. If you wish, you could put little notes on the outside as to what's in each drawer. And like I said, remember that come next year when we get into 2021, there is going to be additional bits available. And I'll talk to you about that in a second when we've gone through, because I've still got another drawer left. We're on drawer number 3. God, this one's heavy.
It just never stops.
This is heavy. This one, Derek.
This set. It's absolutely brilliant.
Oh my goodness, look at these. All in the colours to match what you've got on those paper pads. This one looks like 1 inch. And then we've got probably, I would say, 1/2 inch ribbon, all mixture of satin and grosgrain ribbon. And then there are, I would say, 1/4 inch probably. Might just be a wee bit bigger. So look at all these, all to mix and match. That I love the grosgrain. Just got that little bit of texture in that one. So literally, handful of ribbons, and then we've got our card blanks and envelopes. So I'm going to go right to the bottom and work backwards. So again, we've got 6 by 6 in there. So each card blank that's in here has got a matching envelope, which you can also decorate, you can emboss, whatever it is you fancy. And then we've got that traditional, more traditional, I think it's a 7 by 5, that looking at it. Yep. Then we've got the 6 by 4 there, matching envelopes to go with them. And then I love these little dinky ones. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me just double check those. I think they're 3 inches. Yeah, 3 inches square, just to make little note cards. If you just wanted a quick thank you card, if somebody's dropped you something off and you wanted a quick thank you, great size for that. And then literally all the card blanks and everything. So my goodness, as if that wasn't enough, that's the box itself. So let me just put drawer number 3 back in its little home.
I think, Jan, I might go home.
My goodness, honestly, I'm out of breath.
Give me a call when you finish the year of craft, I'll come back.
He's gone for a sit down now, Derek, bless him. Let me just see if I can get, there's that much stuff in that drawer, look, I can barely get it back in its case. I don't want to damage anything. There we go, back in there. So that's how it comes to you as the box, but this is not all you're going to get. All right, so what else you're getting in, and I just cannot believe this. Let me pop the box on the front here. Okay, so you're actually paying for the box and all the bits and pieces that come in the box, but we're going to send free with that box the most exquisite binder, and it again really sturdy 3-ring binder, and this goes with your year of craft. You can see we've got it in the window there if you want to change this out for a photo, piece of artwork, whatever you fancy. But inside here you have got a set of what we've called recipe cards. And they're basically ideas. All the team have got together and they've actually put together sort of cards, their project makes, tags, you name it. And you've got basically like an instruction card going on here. So it tells you exactly what you will need to make this particular design. It tells you what additional items you will need. So anything that's not in the box, for example, your foam pads, your die cutting machine, etc., gives you what it looks like. Now, some people, that might be enough of an idea. So you might look at that and think, oh, I love that, but I'm going to make it in yellow. Absolutely perfect. And you could follow that. But for those of you that are just starting out, you have got, let me just touch it this way a second. You've got step-by-step instructions here with the picture top tips from our designers to show you how to actually put the cards together. And we're going to go through one of these as a first demo just to show you how simple they are, but absolutely crammed full. If I just flick through here, you can see how many different projects there are in there.
And Jan, it's also Debbie Robinson proof because it's wiped clean.
Oh, bless her. So, I'm actually thinking...
Jan, I've got a quick question, and I might be putting you on the spot because I know this is your first time going into the box.
Yeah.
But there's a template in there. Do we know what that template is for?
I think it was a little box template, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I think it is as well,
yes. I think it makes a little box, yes.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, cool, thank you.
So, the first section of your book is, is meant to house all the recipe cards there. But if you think here, we've got a heck of a lot of room left going on in the back here. Yep. And it's all tabbed. It says issue 1, issue 2, issue 3. So next year, starting in 2021, we're going to start and release extra elements, all right? And those elements will include a specific magazine that goes with our year of craft, which will be crammed full of even more projects and step-by-step guides. And your binder has got room just to fit each. We've got a blank in here at the moment just to show you the idea of it. Obviously this is going to be full of lovely projects and photos and bits and pieces, but it's all there made. You've got the binder to put it in, flicks through the middle here, will hold your pieces in place there, and you can see that we've got issue 2, issue 3, issue 4 and so on. So I believe they're going to be bi-monthly, so every alternate month there'll be extra components, and this is why I said you need to get in on the act now, because if you haven't got that first box and we sell out of them, you're not going to be able to get your hands on it. So you won't have the binder, you won't have that gorgeous box to get you started with, but then when the extras start coming out next year, if it was me, I'd be thinking, wish I'd got my hands on the box, okay? So this is your chance, if you haven't got it already. Make a fantastic Christmas present, it really would. And then, like I said, if those of you that, I know a lot of people bought this when we launched it, hopefully you guys have got your boxes out and you can craft along with us this afternoon, okay? So, right, that's my components, Derek, but there's just a couple more bits. I don't know whether you want to come to them or I do.
Go on.
We've got some extra paper pads, Derek. Have you got those over there?
Oh.
Or have I got them?
I think you've got them, Jan.
Right, just give me a minute then. I'm going to keep going.
So
Bless
go on
him.
then.
He's gone to put his feet up here. He's gone back a cup of coffee.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I will. I'll put my feet back up.
So there are cardstock and paper in the box itself. But, like we know, cardstock and paper is a consumable, and we get through it. You know, you use it, you have bits left, you think, oh, I wish I'd still got that particular piece that I use for such and such a card. So what we've done is we've put together, these are incredible. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? 1, 2. Honestly, I just picked them up and I'm thinking, good grief. So we've got 72 sheets in each one, and again we've added a beautiful range, and you've got multiple sheets in these, so 1, 2, 3 of each design. There were just singles in the box, but again, beautiful colour shades all across the colour palette, all the seasons, you name it. And then, as if that's not enough there, we've got the plain ones to go with them. So the cardstock is 300 GSM, the papers are 160 GSM. If I put them side by side there, we can see them. And these are an extra, these are an add-on, but for £26 or $33 for those are going to last you a long, long time and work in conjunction with your box. So again, while stocks last, we've got those in.
And actually, even if you're not going for a year of craft and you love those papers, there's nothing to stop you from just jumping
independently, of course.
And I know I don't need this, but calling Christine Mahoney, just in case you're not well stocked up already. I'm sure you were the first time round when they launched with Sarah, but just in case, how are the stocks doing, Johnny? Are we okay at this moment in time? Well, the plan is that we are going to keep the Year of Craft paper pads in right throughout the extra, when the new issues come through to add to the projects. The plan is to still have the paper pads available, but that's the plan. And let me just tell you, how's 2020's plan gone, anyone? Not quite the way we expected. I can tell you though, on the Year of Craft, because you would think, wouldn't you? You have seen it on 2 or 3 different shows here on Crafters TV. I know a lot of you like to be in First Bite of the Cherry. And remember, it is a once it's gone, it's gone. Oh, sorry, you're looking at me, aren't you? I'm watching another camera moving. It's a different monitor. I was thinking, oh, what are we looking at? Anyway, the year of craft that we've got right now, the show stock that we've got right now, 15% of that stock has already sold out and gone. And bear in mind, when it's gone, it's gone. As Jan said before, if you are a regular Crafters TV viewer, if you love Crafters Companion, there's nothing worse than having missed out on something. So if in, I don't know when the first issue is that adds to the folder, but let's just say it's February for argument's sake. It could be later, I don't know. But let's say in February when issue 1 comes to add to the binder, oh no, I didn't get it. Where can I order it? Might not be available by then. Might not be available by then to actually buy. So this is First Bite of the Cherry, with the folder included for free. And when you have a look at things like the sentiment stamps, I mean, there's a lot of people commenting on the sentiment stamps. Just that one massive selection of sentiment stamps and all of those embossing folders and there's a full months of the year in there, isn't there? There's all the numbers to make birthday cards and whatever. It's brilliant. Can I just give you a selection of some of the comments that people are coming in with? Because honestly, people are absolutely loving this. One Bon V on YouTube says, I have the earring craft. I'm not opening it until Christmas. Well, that's good. So you can keep to that, can't you? Because Jan's opened hers, so she's done it. So you can have that same thing on Christmas morning. She said, I can't wait to see the possibilities. Sally says on Facebook, oh, what a lovely combination, Jan and Derek. Hello to you. Loretta says, morning, my crafty friends from Arizona. Valerie says, love your new studio. Oh, have we got a new studio? Have we? I hadn't noticed. Laura says, love the year of craft. Tansy Pansy says, I think it might be too late to start my Christmas cards, so I'm making New Year with the best of British. Talking of best of British, can I just say, you have double trouble in the Rebel MC here tomorrow as well. It's myself and Jan all day tomorrow, and best of British is one of our feature collections tomorrow. Year of Craft, so loaded with goodies. I have my box, can't wait to get started, says Kitty Williams. Love the sentiment stamp, says Amy. And so many of you absolutely loving this. If you do have it in your basket, and I'm so sorry because I never nag, and you know there's nothing worse for me watching TV like this and someone saying, check out your basket, check out your basket. It drives me crazy. But because we know this is an on and gone, isn't it? This is once it has gone, that's it. We won't have any more. Sarah has told us strictly we've got the stock that we have, and then that's it. Remember, of course, because it's coming with the £30, $40 binder, which we'll then be able to add to throughout next year. Even more reason to get it sorted right now. So if you need to go and nudge the other half, Christmas, still not finished yet. Got a big turkey coming your way. If you're lucky, nudge, nudge. Here's the details. Now's the time to do it. That's all I'm saying. Right. Okay. So, Jan, let's go back and dive in then, shall we? So what are you going to start off with?
Right. Well, what I thought I'd do is start right at the beginning, Derek. So I know we've still got lots of new crafters out there. I know some of you have been crafting probably longer than I have. But I thought we'll start at the beginning. And I flicked through my binder, and I've actually chosen one of the cards that say, it tells me on it that it's a beginner design. So fairly straightforward, matting and layering. We've got a little bit of die cutting and some stamping. It says on average 45 minutes, but that is just a guide. Don't worry if you finish it in less than that or it takes you a bit longer than that. That's not the issue. We're just giving you a guide. And then down this side here, you've got your photograph of what we're working towards, but then you've actually got, from your year of craft box, it tells us what we actually need to take out. So we need a 6x6 card blank, which I've taken out of our box here. Okay, we need some of the dark greens and turquoise and cream cardstock, which I've pulled out ready. Pattern papers, we're going to use those lovely nesting heart dies. We're going to use that lovely all occasion stamp set there, and then we've got some ribbon and some gems. So bits of all sorts out of there, bit of mix and match, and we're going to have a go at putting this together and just show you how straightforward they are. So let me get my bits and pieces lined up, and I'll turn it over. If this is enough for you and you think, right, well, it's told me what I need, I know we're starting with a 6x6, I can work out those mats and layers, absolutely fabulous. This is just aimed at a guide. So if you feel that you do need some instructions, on the reverse of there, you've got a literally 1 to 5 how to make. And I'm just going to walk you through this as well. So first of all, it says cover the card front with some green cardstock. So I've taken some, and this again, this is out of the box, but just listen at the quality of that. And I've cut this the same 6x6 to actually fit onto the front. So shall we have a book opening or shall we have a tent for, oh, choices. I think I'm going to go with the one on the picture's a tent fold, so we'll stick with that. So I'm literally going to use my double-sided tape runner, pop that right onto the front of the card, and then I'm just going to adhere this and line it up with the front of that card so that the whole front is covered in cardstock. If you want to have a little border around it, then there's no reason why you can't cut this a wee bit smaller and have the white border showing.
Jan,
so that's where we're starting. Hello!
Sorry, darling.
Right.
I hate to interrupt, but somebody needs some help. It's one of my friends on Facebook needs some help.
That's okay.
It's Mary K. Knoll on Facebook. She says,
Right.
I'm arguing with myself and my budget about the year of craft. She says, wonder who is going to win. Can you offer any words of advice?
Oh my goodness. All I need you to think about, guys, is I know it's a considered purchase and I know it's Christmas in 2 days' time, but when you think a year of craft, if you divide that amount by 12 months, and think you're going to get use out of this for every month of next year and beyond, then that price seems a little bit more manageable. I know it's that outlay in the beginning, you know, it's a considered purchase to buy at the beginning, but, you know, we've got $159, nearly $160, yeah, $13 a month. You know, when you actually bring it down to that, I know, and I know that you guys spend more than that each month on craft, I do. Yeah, but you're going to have this box, you're going to be able to go on that journey with us next year, and that's the bit where you're going to get all those extra pieces that you can purchase to go with it. I think, if I remember rightly, Sarah said there were going to be 9 boxes in total. So you can actually have them stacked, you can have them side by side, you can make an arrangement of them, and each one's going to have new bits and pieces in there, plus that magazine. So it's easy for me to say, join us, Mary, and get purchasing, but obviously that has to be your decision. But I wouldn't want you to be tuning in next year and thinking, I wish I'd have bought it. I wish I'd have listened to them and bought it, because now I can't join in with what they're doing because I haven't got the box. So yeah, what would you say, Derek?
It's a toughie. Well,
it is a tough one.
Do you know what? Actually, I would have been more on the, actually, I'm going to sit on my hands because, you know, like a day like today, like you say, it's a couple of days before Christmas. I'm going to have a sitting on my hands kind of day and not a spending kind of day and put my feet up. But then when you said about breaking the cost down by the months of the year, because that works out then at what, $13 a month? Or what's that in pounds then per month? It'd be about less than £10 a month, wouldn't it? Something like that. Just over, less than £11 a month. And I think, as you just said, Jan, I can come to Crafters TV and go and shop one show and easily have a basket that totals that amount. And that's just bits and bobs.
And I'm thinking as well, Derek, looking at that, we're working on the price that we've got on screen today. All our members are Club Inspire members. So they're going to get their Club Inspire discount, whether they're a bronze or right up to a platinum member off there, which brings it down even more, doesn't it?
Right, platinum members, £103 or $127. So that makes that monthly £8 in the UK or $10.
So that's like one item a month, isn't it? You know, you'd spend that on a decent dye each month, wouldn't you?
You could spend that on glue.
Yeah.
On
cardstock, yeah.
Easy, couldn't you? Well, listen, as Jan says, Jan and I are not here to make the decision for you. But if you had made the decision, what I would say is get it chest. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's saying take advantage of that Club Inspire discount. Get in right now. use it. Log into your account right now. If you're not logged in, go and log into your account, just see what your Club Inspire price is. And maybe that helps with the whole nudging the other half. I can't say that. Producer Johnny, I can't say that.
They've been naughty elves in our ear today, aren't they?
Oh, they're very cheeky in that control room today.
Must be nearly Christmas, Derek.
I can't say that about having a friend that's never ordered with us before. I can't possibly do that. Anyway, Jan, get me out of trouble. Where were we?
You're out of trouble. All I've been doing, Derek, is just doing some matting and layering. I'm following the instructions. You've got the sizes on there. They're having a party back here, honestly. We've got the sizes going on there. I've literally chosen some cardstock to match the design. So I've actually got my card blank with the background layer on. And then I've layered up 2 more pieces with the turquoise and the dots. And then I've got my 3rd layer, which has gone back to the green and a little bit of the cream cardstock. So all I'm going to do now, it actually says blue ribbon on here, but I've gone a bit rogue. I'm going green because I picked the green out of the background. So I am known for going rogue occasionally. So I'm just going to run.
It's Christmas, Jan.
Yeah, if you can't go rogue at Christmas, when can you?
Exactly, when can you?
So I've literally just put my tape runner across there and I'm going to pop this. In fact, I should have done that in the middle, but we'll go. Well, I'll tell you, I can't follow rules. I'm not very good at following rules. I'm a bit of a rebel. So honestly, let's put a little bit on the back just to secure that. And then we're going to pop this one on. I've got some foam pads out of my stash. So I think we're actually going to pop this on. I've got some nice big ones, I think, in there. Somewhere in the depths of the bag, have we? Oh, maybe not. Oh, they're a bit bigger.
Craig's left you a couple, has he?
He's left me a couple.
Loads and loads of you are commenting away, by the way. Deborah on Facebook, she says, Cece, it's amazing how your team continues to come up with all these magnificent products. It's so true, isn't it? There is always something new out there. Kitty Williams on YouTube, that's my Christmas present to myself. Good for you. Yeah, listen, we don't all have to wait for somebody else to do the buying. We just do the walking with our own fingers. Thank you very much. Joe on Facebook says, I've got this for Christmas. I managed to resist a sneaky look, but I can't wait until I can use it. Mary, lovely Mary in Tennessee. Thank you, gorgeous, for your lovely Christmas card. And I've put Joe's and Ben's in our brand new palatial dressing room, which comes with a bed as well. Not sure who's going to sleep in it first, although I can have a good guess, I think. I think out of the 3 of the boys, it'll be Joe tucked up in there first,
Probably,
I think, don't you think?
Yeah.
Definitely, Joe will be tucked up in there. If Joe doesn't suddenly appear, I know everyone's wondering at the moment, like, where is Joe? Like, there's a good chance he's going to be asleep in that bed in our dressing room. Anyway, I've told you too much. Laura, anyway, Mary said, after all of that, stop pumping me for Joe gossip. Mary says, I highly recommend the extra paper pads. Joe's back in the new year, by the way, just so that you know, Joe is absolutely back with us in the new year. Laura on Facebook says, I picked up a couple of the pads, mainly because of the darker colours and the prints. Okay, you can switch me off now and go for a walk. Back to you, Jan.
Oh my days, honestly, I think they're having a party back there.
I think we all
we're missing out on
to
something,
be honest.
Derek.
I think
There's
we all are.
There's a lot of frivolity going on back there, isn't there? I can hear them in my ear.
Far too frivolous
literally,
today.
I've just carried on matting and layering. We've got that piece of ribbon on now. I've just used some faux pads to give a little bit of depth. You can just see in there where it's lifted it a wee bit. And then we've got that next panel that's going to go in the middle. So we're going to do a little bit of die cutting, and I'm going to bring in. I've chosen the midi today, but I think a lot of what's in the box will go through the mini as well. So if you've got the mini, the smaller dies, certainly the hearts that I'm going to use now would go through there.
If you're looking for the mini, by the way, I think it's out of stock at the moment. The midi is in stock. And do you know how I know? Because I checked last night, because I thought, actually, well, I've got a mini already, but I was going to buy one for someone else. But alas, not in stock at the moment. So I've wish listed it, and I'm on the cusp of a midi. I am on the cusp of a midi. Maybe that's my Christmas present to myself, you know. Well, I haven't treated myself to a crafty Christmas present yet. Do you know what? I might, Jan.
Are you tempted?
Have you got one yet?
Are you a Club Inspire member?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. You get your discount then, Derek.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, no, I haven't actually. I've not got my midi yet. That's on my wish list. So, Yeah, so I've just taken that set of nesting hearts and I'm using the 1, 2, 3rd one in. All right, and I'm going to cut that 4 times. In fact, I'll just cut a couple because I've got some that I've already cut out. Again, you know, you can see that the midi is sort of literally eating this up. It would definitely fit through the mini. They're just a small die. But I know later on I've got some things that I might need the midi for, so I've just popped that one out. So pop him back over there.
Connie on Facebook, Jan. You are so funny. I love you all. Connie on Facebook says, okay, Santa, here it is, the gift for me. And I think that just means that you've completed that order. Well done, you. Mary's loving the recipe cards. Penny's loving my legs.
I had to think about that twice then.
Yeah, I know. Occupational hazard, you see.
Thought I'd missed something.
Barbara says, love your sweater, Derek, so cute. Oh, Jan, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
What's the best way to get the creases out of your ribbon?
Creases out of the ribbon. Ooh, now then, let's have a think. Sometimes you can actually do it
Bernie.
with your bone folder, depending on the type of ribbon.
Okay.
You know, like you would stretch a curling ribbon. Obviously, that is meant to curl, but sometimes you can do it with the other. If not, pop it between your sandwich for your cutting plates and whop it through your Gemini. Or if you've got a hand turn machine, there's enough pressure in there that it should level it out for you. So just pop it through there. Don't put any dies, any cardstock in. Just lay your ribbon in flat in between what would be your die cutting sandwich and pop it through one of your machines, and then that should flatten it out. Yeah,
Jan,
failing all else, it might need to be the old iron if it's been a bit stubborn.
Although if you've got a little mini Bernie iron,
Yep.
like Bernie had earlier, the little mousy iron,
Yep.
That's brilliant. That's the legs that we were talking about earlier, by the way. I'm nice and relaxed now. Another question, Jan.
Yeah.
Actually, I should cross them, really, shouldn't I suppose, to be a gentleman. That looks even worse, doesn't it? Anyway, I think I might put my legs away, actually, right now, if you don't mind. Yeah, put me in the box. That's probably safer. Jan, can you explain, please, for One Bonvi on YouTube, can you explain why you adhere the tape? Well, you know when you did the first mat? Why did you put the tape on the card base instead of the paper that you were going to layer on? You put it on the base?
No particular reason.
Oh, okay.
Either or, it's just one of those things. You could just as easily have done it on the actual reverse of the paper. No right or wrong. It was just, that's what came out at the moment.
Fabulous.
Live in the moment. Yeah, if it happens that way around, fine. If it happens with it on the other layers, I did it on the back of the paper. So yeah, no particular reason at all. It will work either way. Yep.
So how's our shamrock doing?
Right, so you can see there, I've just laid those out and I've moved them slightly to the top because I want space at the bottom to stamp. So I've actually taken from our greetings, I've taken the good luck to go with the shamrock, and we're just going to ink that up with a little bit of, we'll go for black ink, I think, on that one, so that it stands out nice and good on there. So I'm just going to literally ink that up with some black, and then we're going to stamp that in the centre there. So make sure we've got it the right way around. That helps, doesn't it? I've not stuck this down yet. I've just done this for positioning. And again, I'm just literally looking at the gaps either side, and I'm just going to pop that and stamp that in the centre there. Okay, so you can see we've got that lovely good look. All right, so pop that one to one side for a second. And now that I know we've got enough room there, I can actually stick my little hearts down. So again, I'm just going to use a little bit of wet glue on here. If you've seen me before, you know that I've got my tacky glue in that little applicator just to make it a wee bit easier to control. It's got a slightly smaller nozzle than the glue, so it's just white PVA tacky glue, which does dry clear. So if you do happen to smudge, you're going to get a clear. You don't get that sort of gooey bit where the glue shows. So I'm just popping a little bit on here, and then positioning these to make my shamrock. And then we're going to layer up again on top, following that pattern, following those prompts on the how-to sheet. And then I've got a few little tiny, I'm going to take my pearl beads that again come in that box. I've got some green ones in there, so I'm just going to take probably 2 or 3 of those out, I think. And we're just going to pop these in the centre now to make like a little tiny cluster.
Oh, Jan, we've got another idea for getting the creases out of ribbon.
Oh, yeah?
Dieta on YouTube. Dieta. Could be diet, I don't know. I love your names on YouTube. Have I ever said that before? I use my flat iron for my hair on low.
Oh.
It works perfect for ribbon.
That is a fantastic idea.
Good
the
idea.
Hair straighteners.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll be selling straighteners in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, I might have to try that one. I've not tried. That is a brilliant idea.
It is a good
well
idea.
done. Yeah, and thanks for letting us know.
Yes.
It's all this sharing that counts,
Genius.
isn't it?
Love
So
it.
you can see there we've got our little topper ready. So I'm just going to bring the card back in, and I think we'll stay flat with this one. And I'm going to use the wet glue just because I've put those pearls on. If I turn it over to, could use the tape pen, but obviously when I turn it over, it's not quite stable with the pearls on. So if I'd have done it first, so we'll just go to the wet glue there and pop a little bit of that on the back. You don't need masses of glue. That's why I like that narrow nozzle on there. And again, you know, you could go rogue. You know, the one in the picture, if I bring the picture back, it's actually in the centre. It's all lined up. But there's nothing to stop you bringing this down to one corner, bringing it down. You know, the world, you know, it's yours. It really is. I'm going to stick with it. I brought my ribbon a little bit lower down, but I'm going to stick with this in the centre there. Just give that tacky glue a second to adhere to the front there. And you can see, if I hold up that card for you, you can see the design on the front of the card there. And then this is the one that we've actually put together using those instructions.
Beautiful.
And you know that was, it literally, I mean, I know I'd cut the pieces of paper in advance just to save a wee bit of time, but you know, you guillotine, chop those out, and it just is matting and layering, wee bit of stamping. Love it.
I love it too, Jan. And I just had a little idea as you decided to move that shamrock lower. I was like, ooh, if you've got any of our animal peekaboo dies, you could have a little. I'm only thinking that because every time I see myself, because you see yourself in monitors here in the studio as well, and I think I'm looking at myself as an elf, and I'm thinking I could be that little peekaboo just above the shamrock, saying, "Good luck." See, I could do that, couldn't I? I could pop up just above the shamrock as a little peekaboo. They haven't done a peekaboo Derek, did they? Can you imagine you have to have a peekaboo Derek and a peekaboo Ben and a peekaboo Joe and a peekaboo Jan?
Ooh.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
That's a good
idea.
Trend there.
Ooh, peekaboo Sarah. Ooh, now I've got, yeah, that's good. Right, I'll write that down later. Anyway, listen, we're going to watch a little piece of film right now, which will take us through everything that the Year of Craft brings us, of course. And remember, this is just part one. This is absolutely just part one of your journey, which is really, really good. There's lots of people making their decisions right now. Isn't it gorgeous? Because it's the most incredible storage as well. It comes with all of those gorgeous coordinating papers. And remember, all of the ribbons and the embellishments are all color coordinated to go with your papers that are in the set as well. And remember, today is the day to get this, because that binder that you can see there with all of those recipe cards, with all of that inspiration in it as well, which is really, really incredible, that's coming with it. Remember, if you bought just the Year of Craft on its own, you might be, to some degree, you would then be sort of, okay, right, okay, I have lots of ingredients, but I have to come up with my own recipes. With having the binder for free, and that's a £30, $40 binder as well, by the way. That's coming for free for the price of your Year of Craft. And of course, I'm pointing the $129.99 or $159.96. Sorry, who's paying that price? Not many. Not many, because you're making your way up your Club Inspire ladder, of course. I think that takes that one down to something like £103 or $127, which is ridiculous. And Jan made an amazing point. I really hadn't thought about it. A lot of people look at that number and that price and think, right, okay, I have to think about that. Because, you know, maybe you've had a few crafty indulgences recently. And so you have to think about a price point like that. But then when you think, okay, well, that's a year's worth of goodies. We know it's much more than that in reality. But if you break that cost down by 12, factor in your Club Inspire discount first, and then work out your price divided by 12, and then work out how much that is a month. It's like a couple of coffees from a takeaway place. Do you know what I mean? Per month. And that's how you can go, well, I'm still going to have the coffees, but I'm going to do a lot more crafting time than coffee time. So actually, of course, it's worth it. And it's Crafter's Companion, and there's going to be more boxes come on the way, and the box is absolutely gorgeous, and it's got to be in my life, etc., etc. Have we got some inspiration here as well? We've got some of the projects that actually come from the Year of Craft as well. So look, they've got The instructions, they even tell you how to mat and layer, how to measure your mat and layers. Because I'll be honest with you, you know that I'm always completely honest with you. In fact, it's one of those reasons I do what I do. Because I wouldn't come to a place like this unless I could tell the truth to you. And you know that I have actually started crafting. And if you'd have said to me a year ago, you're going to start crafting and really making cards, Derek, I would have laughed you out of the room 12 months ago. Whereas now, I love watching other people doing it. Don't get me wrong, absolutely love it. But I never thought I would love doing it myself, but I actually am. But I still haven't mastered matting and layering. So that is really going to help you along the way. If at the moment that is your Achilles heel, matting and layering, I think the folder is going to help you out with, if that just clicks that last thing back into place, amazing. Look at how enormous it is as well. There are over, 2,000 different elements in there. It's amazing, and they're all coordinating. You've got dies, stamps, embossing folders, cardstock, ribbon. You've got those wonderful sentiments that come onto vellum as well. You've got the little pearls, you've got the little crystals. You've got enough flexibility in terms of sentiments for every single occasion you could ever think of, I think, pretty much. You've got wreaths in there which are interchangeable. You've got dies with coordinating stamps. You've got nesting dies in there, as we saw with Jan. You've got edgeables. They've got a little bit of everything that Crafter's Companion do in there, which I think is really, really good. Right, it's time now, though, for me to talk to you about something completely and utterly different. We haven't got a sting for this, have we? We should. We need to get one made, don't we? Out of this world deal! Wow, this is a much bigger space to do that in as well. It's like a cathedral in here. Right, would you like to see an out of this world deal? Oh. How many of you have got one of these already? How many? You should have one of these in your life. It's a really, really good idea. In fact, let's move that out of the way for a second, because that can come into play in just a moment. This is your Crafter's Companion Portable Tote. Now, again, 6 months ago, I would have looked at this and thought to myself, I never need one of those in my life. And then I became a crafter. And when you're a crafter and the table in front of you is just awash with scissors and rulers and ribbons and embossing powder and tapes and glue pens and pencils and markers and things like that, where 6 months ago I would not have thanked you for something like this. Now I'm like, yes, please, give me 3 so I can have some space to actually make some cards on my crafting table. So this is brilliant. So the deal is today, your crafting tote, $24.99. Good price, or $19.95, which is really, really good. But that's not all that you are getting. We are also including a pack of low-tack tape. That is free. We are also sending you one of these swiveling craft knives. So it's one of those with the swivel blade at the end, so you can do lots and lots of detailing. I know how to use these, actually. I've got one at home and I love them. We will also pop that in for free. Same price, $24.99. Price doesn't change, but now you're getting 2 things for free. And how about, for those of you who haven't yet, and you know you should have done by now, you know you should have bought yourself one of these so far, but you've said, no, I'll poke all the bits out myself with a pokey tool. This is your die brush tool with its sponge. We're going to pop that in for free as well. So all you pay for is the craft tote, $24.99 in the UK, or $19.95. Oh, hang on, look, it's less in dollars than it is in pounds. What's going on there? But I want one of these. I definitely want one of these, and I want one of them even more when it comes with the die brush tool for free, when it comes with a pack of 3 low tack tape for free, and it comes with the craft knife as well, which is nice and safe. So it's got a very, very sharp point with an end that will swivel, which I think is really, really clever. But you're so far away from the blade because you've got that wonderful ergonomic handle as well. And that's being put in there for free as well for $24.99. That is your, hang on, oh, I need to do that thing again. Out of this world deal! So grab that quickly while you can. Johnny was trying to do a comedy echo there. £24.99, $19.95. Sorry, Johnny, what were we doing next? Oh, Scoreboard Bundle. Oh, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. And I tell you what, I think you need to watch all the tutorial videos that you possibly can when you get this bundle. Now, the scoreboard, Scoremaster itself, has been out of stock for a wee while. Is that right, Johnny? Yeah, it's just back in. So it is in this bundle, which is great. I love the Scoremaster. It's absolutely brilliant. It gives you a professional finish. It makes all of the difference. No matter what you are crafting and what you are making, it's really, really good indeed. So you get the Scoremaster in this bundle, which of course comes with the tool, but you also get, now I've seen this before, this is the Embella Box Creator. So when you're making a card and there are so many embellishments and bits and pieces on it that it will never go in any standard envelope whatsoever, then you use your Embella box to make a raised and a deep Embella box, as the name suggests, for it, and that is just awesome. And then it also comes with something called the Boxer. Now the Boxer, I'll be honest with you, I have never heard of until today. It is brand new to me. Now I'm assuming, Jan Brown, but I'm only assuming, that the Boxer makes taller boxes than the Embella box is an envelope, which is essentially a box. So the Boxer is going to make an actual box.
Yes, spot on. Spot on. Well done, Derek. He's learning, bless him, aren't you? Yeah, the Embella box makes a deep envelope.
Yes.
So if you've got embellishments on a card, they're not going to get squashed. The Boxer, you can make a variety of different boxes on, and there are tutorials out there galore that you can watch to work alongside that, yep.
Oh, Jan, I've forgotten, there's more.
There's more?
So you get the Boxer, you get the Embella Box Maker, and the Scoremaster. All of those, £38 and $43. But you also get some paper pads. Now it's not a 2x2 inch paper pad, it's a 12x12. And there aren't just one, there are 2 paper pads in this bundle. So the whole thing is half price. So the Boxer, the Embella Box, the Scoremaster, and 2 12x12 paper pads. Chrissy Money is like, oh, what's my password? Get myself logged in straight away. Have this immediately. £38, $43. It's half price. It's amazing. It's really, really good. How much roughly are paper pads on their own? $12.99, $14.99, whatever the price is for a 12x12. The everyday one on this one is $19.99, and the Pretty Pastels is $14.99. So if you even just put those two together, that's amazing, isn't it? That would be pretty much your price. So you can say that if you haven't yet got a Scoremaster, a Boxer. See, I've got an Embella box and a Scoremaster, but I don't have a Boxer. And I would really love to know how to make neat and tidy boxes, because anyone can make a box, but will it go together? Will it have the right bits to glue in the right places? Will it be square? If you're trying yourself, probably not. £38, $43. Now, which one of the 3 are you going to show us, Jan?
I'm going to start with the Scoremaster.
Okay.
Okay. I think this is one of those that's a must-have in everybody's kit. I know sometimes we get questions asked about when people are starting out, what kind of tools do they need to sort of build as a basic kit? And I think this would be amongst those things. We're always scoring, whether it be just to fold the centre of a card. So if you'd got a length of cardstock that you'd cut and you wanted to find the halfway point and score, perfect for that. It's also perfect for other types of projects, which I'm going to show you in a second. So just to talk you around the actual board, it's an A4 size board. All right, and on one side we have got the measurements in centimetres across the top there. It comes with your scoring tool, which has a lovely little place just in the top here for it to clip into so that you can keep it in there and keep it safe. And you've got the ball tool on one end, and then you've got sort of a rounded one which you can use again in those grooves on the board to do your scoring. So whichever end you prefer to use. And again, that is just a preference. There's no right or wrong with it. And then when you flip it over, ignore my black line for a second. If you've seen me do this demo before, you know why it's got the black line and my name on it, but I will explain that in a second. But on the reverse of it, you've got exactly the same setup, but in inches this time. So depending on whether you prefer to work in metric or imperial, you've got both there. You don't have to think, oh, well, I need to buy this, but it's got inches on and I prefer centimetres. They're both there, one side or the other. Just simply work on the side that you like. Now, the fact that I've got my black line on the inches side gives you a clue that I prefer to work in imperial measurements. And the reason I've drawn this on is to give me a focal point, which for the next project that I'm going to make, it will explain why, and I've put that in there. And all it is a black marker. You don't want a permanent marker, so there's several brands out there in the shops, or even one of your alcohol markers is permanent ink, just to draw. And I've drawn down the 4-inch line. The board's just slightly bigger than 8. This is the 8-inch mark here, and then there's a 1/4. So if you think here in the UK, our standard A4 is an 8 1/4 inch, but there's nothing to stop you working with a larger sheet, working with your score lines at this side. For example, if I wanted to score it at 1 inch and 2 inch all the way round, I would literally score this side, I'd rotate it, I'd score it again, I'd rotate, and I'd keep scoring that way. Just because I haven't got 12 inches along doesn't mean that you can't work with larger pieces of paper. So I'm going to make you a really quick little crafty box on here actually, and it's a great one for this time of year. If you've got any last minute little gifts that you want to give, it's a lovely one to put together, and it's really easy to do. So I've actually got a piece of cardstock, and you want something that's divisible by 3. So I've made this before out of our big 12 by 12 sheets, but I've actually taken it down a wee bit today, and I've cut it 9 inches by 9, and you can see that my 9's just gone off the edge of the board here. Not worried about that. I'm going to divide the 9 by 3, so I need 3 sets of 3 inches, okay? So all I'm going to do is go across the top here to my 3 inch, and it's all marked on the top of the board here, and I'm literally going to run a score line, making sure that it's buttered up to this left-hand head. You can just hear where it actually gets up to the edge there, so make sure it's nice and straight, and then we're just going to run down that 3-inch line from top to bottom. I'm just doing gentle pressure. I don't want to go through the cardstock, so gentle pressure more than once is better than going really hard the first time and actually cracking your card. And then literally, because this is 9-inch square, I'm just going to rotate it, and I'm going to do the 3-inch line again a couple of times on there to give me a nice score line. Rotate again, 3-inch mark, and I'm going to do that all the way round, and it's made me like a noughts and crosses or a tic-tac-toe grid. I've actually now got 9 squares, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3-inch by 3-inch squares, okay? Now then, the black line. This is more as a guide for when you're wanting to line something up, because what I want to do now is actually score on the diagonal. Now, I'm going to line it up on the 4-inch line here, but I've no idea down at the bottom here where that 4-inch line is. But by using the black here, I can tell straight away which line has followed all the way down. So what I'm going to do is line, I want to see if I can get the top bit in for you, and just line this up. I'm going to line it up at the bottom with that black line, and I'm going to score from the corner to where those 2 lines bisect. So I've stopped at the corner of that first square. So my square's here, and I've just come in that, and I'm going to do the same on all 4 corners. So again, just make sure that it's lined up at the bottom here on the same line, and go from the corner to where the line, and I'm going to do that on all 4 corners, and that's all there is to this particular one. Okay,
just as you're doing that, because I really don't want to interrupt, but I also want to tell you something a little bit important. I know there's a couple of you who are trying to, or the website is showing that this bundle is sold out. The stock is definitely there. So we are looking into that right now. So all of the other little elves that do the website elves are working on that at the moment. So don't worry that you can't add it to your cart right now. I'll keep you in touch with that, and I'll let you know because producer Johnny is, they're looking at it right now on the website. So I'll let you know when it's fixed, because I didn't want to interrupt, because I want to make this box as well.
Honestly, it's really easy. Once you've seen this done, Derek, it's one that you can put together really quickly. So all I'm doing now is wherever I've made a score line, and I'm doing the grid first, so those 3-inch lines, I'm literally folding and what we call burnishing, and all I'm using is my score tool. So we actually do this one and we do a larger one, whichever you've got in your kit, whichever you prefer. They both do the same job, but basically really sealing that crease line in so that you get a nice sort of 90-degree angle on it. And then I'm going to do the other sides. We're going to go all the way around and make sure that those are all folded in on that line and burnished. And just another note on that, I get asked a lot, which side do you score on? Now I always score on the side that I'm folding away from. So where my mounting fold is here, I've scored on this side. Again, there's no real right or wrong. I've seen people score on the other side and then fold it in. I've seen people score on both sides. And basically with scoring, what you're doing is you're just encouraging those fibres to break so that you can fold your card but still get a really nice crisp edge on it with no cracking on your card. If you tried to fold the card without a score line, chances are is first of all it might not be straight, and second you would get some cracking along the crease where you folded it. So the scoring is quite important. So I've actually, these are all going in, all right? We're not going to do any cutting, it's all folding. Now where I put those diagonal lines in, I'm going to fold those the other way. So because these have gone mounting folds, I'm actually going to do the others as what we call valleys. So I just want to pop these, just encourage them to fold inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half and then I can fold it on itself. I want to do it this way so that you can see what I'm doing. And then literally, you really want to press and burnish these lines in, okay? And I'm going to do that on all four corners. So again, we're going to encourage this one to start folding. Fold it inside there where you can see it, and a really good burnish, all four sides. So literally all we've done so far is cut our piece of card down to size. We've scored it on the Scoremaster, and then we're folding and burnishing. There's no sticking anything together on this particular box apart from the mat and layers that I'm going to add. But literally we're going to end up with this kind of shape here. And you see that if I bring this together? Yeah, lovely little box. Yeah. So all I'm going to do now then is I've actually got a single hole punch here. If you've got things like the crocodile or anything that's got just a single hole in, we're going to put 4 holes into it so that we can thread some twine or ribbon or whatever you've got just to close the box and secure whatever you're popping inside. So I've picked up some red and white twine here. So I've just got a little tiny, I think it's 1/8 of an inch hole punch. It's enough for what I need here. And what we want to do, if I can just get in closely on here, look, where I folded that diagonal piece in here, I'll mark it with my pencil because that'll show you better where I'm going to punch. I'm going to put a hole here and here. Yeah, so what I'm aiming for, if I bring this up now, can we see where I've put those pencil marks just there? So when I fold this together, now it's not easy to get on camera because I folded it inside. I'm literally going to use my hole punch and I'm going to go through both layers, turn it around the right way, Jan. And in fact, no, it was the right way. There we go. Through both layers and literally just punch so that this has gone through the 2 pieces here. Can you see? So when I open it out again, you've got a hole in each side. Now we're going to do that on all 4 corners. So I'm not going to mark it again. I'm just literally do it by eye. Just line it up as long as you're in both layers and just take that through all 4 of those diagonals where we actually folded them in. Yep. And then the last one there to pop that in there. All right, so just while it's flat, I've got a bit of extra stuck there. All I've done is I've made some mats and layers using some card from my stash. So I've got red from those lovely textured card packs that we have on the shows. And then this one's actually from, I think it's from the Christmas pop-up box. It's just what I'd been using at home. So all I'm going to do is those side squares like this, we're just going to add a little bit of decoration, can be whatever you want. So if you imagine if we get into next year after Christmas and we're creeping up on Valentine's Day, this would make a lovely one with red. And if you've delved into that year of craft, that lovely little heart die that I've just been using, you could make some boxes for Valentine's Day and put some lovely little chocolate gifts in there or whatever it is you want to send in there, yeah. Could be a gift card to spend at Crafter's Companion, you never know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'd never say no to that. As much stash as I've got, I still buy. Needless to say, I am a platinum member. It's like an addiction. Right, so all I'm going to do is just layer those, and I've just cut these a wee bit smaller. So my outside squares were 3 by 3. If anybody's actually wanting to follow and make this, the red squares are 2 3/4 inch square, and then the pattern paper is 2.5. I've just come down in 1/4 of an inch increments on my guillotine just to cut these out. So these were just cut out of scraps that I had left on my desk from other projects that I'd been working on. So I'm going to do this. All right, so you can see then when we turn it back to the inside and bring this together, we've got that decoration now on the edges there. Yeah? And then these were what I were actually making at home. This is not, it's a little bit of contraband. It's not a crafter's one. This is actually a piece of, it's a piece of wrapping paper, believe it or not.
Is
and all
it?
I've done, I was wrapping up my little nephew's Christmas presents and I needed something that was like a tag. So all I did was actually take a bit of the wrapping paper, stick it onto some of my beloved craft card and cut them out. And I had one left. I thought he'd make an excellent little tag to go on here. So it's in the bobble of his hat. It's not going to hurt him. We're not doing any damage to Santa, so don't worry. Ready? Ow! Yep, so just through his bobble hat there. And then I've got some twine and I've got a couple of little bells on here out of my stash. These are just what I've had in there for a while. So all I'm going to do is pop this and I'm going to start at one side and I'm literally going to I'll use the pokey tool to pop it through the hole. I'm just going to feed the twine through and pop it from one side. So I've come from the inside to the outside and then you reverse it and go from the outside to the inside. So that's one. And then I'm back on the inside. So I'm going inside to the outside and then again we're going to come from the outside to the inside. So we just need to follow it all the way around and do that all the way around. So again, I'm back on the inside now, through to the outside and from the outside back into the in. You just pop that. Okay, and then last one, back on the inside through there. Oops. And then last bit through there. And just where it's fraying, I'm just going to take the end off the bit of twine, just where I've popped it through the box there. And then I'm going to pop my little tag on there as well. Pop him through there. So you could write your little message. You've got the little bells on. And then all I will need to do is tighten the twine. So again, when I tighten this up, pop the tag through. And then we can just tie this off to secure. So whatever you fancy, you know, it could be a little bit of chocolate in there, a bit of tissue paper wrapped in. It could be some, I don't know, little bit of jewellery in there. It could be a nice silk scarf. It could be some aftershave, whatever you fancy. I just think it's such a cute little design and it's really quick and easy. No glue needed apart from sticking your mats and layers on. So the box itself is just folded, scored and folded. And you've got that lovely little idea there just for a Christmas gift box using that Scoremaster.
I just had a little idea for that one as well. What you could do is actually you could make that as a Christmas tree decoration, and if you've got any of those little, you know, for Christmas tree decoration sometimes they do the tiniest little teddy bears. You could actually pop a couple of those, couldn't you? And they could just be sort of peering out like a little peekaboo teddy bear.
Just thinking, taking it all the way to Easter as well, Derek, with those lovely little chocolate eggs in a little bit of tissue paper. That would look nice as well, wouldn't it?
When the kids do the painted eggs.
Any occasion there,
Yes, that's a good idea.
Fantastic.
After dinner mints. That'd be good.
Yes.
Now listen, you might want to just keep an eye on this item at the moment on the website, because the website elves are, I don't know, they're all pointing at each other going, it was him, it was him, it was him. But it's showing us sold out on the website at the moment. We will get that fixed, and if we do that before the end of the show, then I will let you know. But if not, just keep an eye on it. The piece, actually the message, I had a message there which asked what piece of card or what size of card that Jan started with there. She started with 3x3. No, she didn't. She started with a 9x9. She made it 3x3. So she made it into a tic-tac-toe, a 3x3, and then scored diagonally the outer squares. But you can go back and you can watch Jan explain to you professionally later rather than listen to my half-hearted explanation of it, because Jan's the expert and I'm just here to learn. In fact, I'm going to go home and make that box later. Now, the Year of Craft is incredible. When you see the enormity of what is in here and just the sheer fun you are going to have with all of this. I mean, of course, you know, team it up with your scoreboard and your other bits and pieces and your tools and your Gemini and everything else. But this is awesome. So if you feel that you're at a place right now where you could just do you've started crafting, you've got bits and pieces, you've got a bit of this and a bit of that and a paper pad and da 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 da. This gives you a little bit of absolutely everything. In fact, it gives you a lot of absolutely everything. It gives you working with nesting dies. It gives you matting and layering advice as well. It gives you projects ready to make in the binder as well, which I think is incredible. So it is holding your hand, as we are, twice a day, every single day, giving you free tuition, which is brilliant. So it's not like we say, okay, buy this box full of wonderful things. We're not going to tell you what to do with them though. Once you've bought it, that's it. That's your business. No, we say, buy the box, we'll open the box, we'll make some projects with you, we'll give you lots and lots of ideas, not just on the binder, on wipe clean Debbie Robinson proof cards, recipe cards, but we'll do shows dedicated to a year of craft as well. Plus there's more to come from a year of craft as well, because every couple of months there's going to be a new addition to that. But let's talk about today, because once our stock has sold out of this, then that's it. There is only one stock of these. When they're gone, they're gone. In fact, I can tell you that the remaining stock, our show stock today, a quarter of that stock has sold out during the show. Now listen, of course, this was pioneered and masterminded by Sarah and her amazing team. So I'm going to hand over to Sarah for a couple of moments to talk you through this incredible box of wonders, which should still be on your Christmas list. Sarah.
It's called A Year of Craft, and what I've done is I've planned through everything you need to craft every occasion the whole year through. So it all starts with this gorgeous box here, and you've got these lovely drawers which are all filled with everything you could possibly need. So when I say everything you need, we're talking 134 stamps. You've got 36 beautiful ribbons. You've got 42 dies, 4 embossing folders. You've got 48 sheets of paper, the coloured cardstock, 48 cards and envelopes. You've got dewdrops in there, gems, pearls, but that's not where it ends, because the real clever bit of all of this is this down here. It's a beautiful leather binder, and this is your inspiration Bible. So loaded up with the first shipment, you are going to get 30 of these step-by-step recipe cards with occasions for all throughout the year, using the gorgeous dies, folders, stamps, papers, embellishments, vellum inserts that we have included. That is just the start though, because within here you'll see, as well as those beautiful project cards, you then get space for 6 future issues of a magazine. So the magazine's going to be a surprise, but the magazine is coming with 68 pages full of projects that you have made with what is in your kit. So over the course of the next year, you will collect everything you need to make cards the whole year through, and more importantly, have all of the inspiration. Wait till you see the shows and you see exactly what we're going to teach you. Trust me, you're going to fall in love with this.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. If you have made your decision, I'd say, you know what, some decisions, you think about it quite often, and I'm not here to make your decision for you at all, but I think sometimes some decisions are just a little bit easier than others, because if you think about the year that we've been through, I think we deserve every treat possible. You know, we haven't been taking long, expensive, luxurious holidays. We haven't been going further than the end of the street or the supermarket or whatever for such a long time. I think actually those things that really do bring something to your life, and actually I hadn't quite appreciated till I started crafting this year, just how much crafting brings to you, just how much it takes you away from the news headlines and the gadgets and the bad news and everything else, and just how much something like Crafters TV can make all of the difference. I completely get that. And again, if you think about it, if you break down your Club Inspire discount and then break down the total of your spend by 12 and work out, well, it's the same as spending that much once for each of those 12 months. You kind of think, it does shrink that number quite massively. Anyway, listen, your decision, lots of people have made it already. Lots of people have got it in front of them. Lots of people have it wrapped under the tree for themselves and are so glad that we're opening it up and playing with it as well, so that they can still have that Christmas morning feeling coming down, tiptoeing down the stairs at 4 o'clock in the morning, Christmas morning. Has he been? Yes, yes. Right, let's do a discovery kit right now. And I think discovery kits are awesome because, again, I'm well aware coming into Crafter's Companion, not having craft and not really knowing Crafter's Companion before I came here, that actually it can feel like that if you're not in the club and you haven't got everything that Crafter's Companion do, you can feel a little bit kind of, not left out in the cold, but you can feel like, oh, I'm not really properly a member yet because I haven't got everything that they do. Our Explorer kits are brilliant. Sarah's always has this in her mind that she wants people that have crafted with us for the whole of the 15 years that we've been around. Brilliant, we love you. But also there are new people coming along all of the time. And also with lockdown and everything that's happened this year, there's a lot of people who are like, actually, do you know what? Give me something bite-size and I'll have a go at that. And then that's ripples on the pond, isn't it? To get you crafting in different ways. Well, we've got what we call one of our Explorer kits right now. It's all about colouring and stamping. And this is brilliant because what we do with these Explorer kits is we put a range of products together for you that are all related, that give you plenty to get started, and it kind of gives you a bit of the ingredients of everything. So this Explorer kit is brilliant. Now you hear Nina Solarcard talked about all the time here at Crafter's Companion and Crafters TV. Brilliant for stamping on, brilliant for colouring on. So you get a pack of that, 16 sheets of your Nina Solarcard. They're on a brilliant multi-buy as well, by the way, right now. You can take advantage of if you're stocking up aside this deal. You get a set of rocker blocks. Now rocker blocks are brilliant for larger stamps. Now I don't have the physical stamp here right now because Jan's got that one, but the image that you see there with the flower is the stamp that will come with this kit. So you can see your rocker blocks are in different sizes. There are 4 sizes. So there are some that are long and slim. There's a tiny rocker block, there's a medium sized one, let's say, and there's one for your bigger stamps. And that allows you to really perform foolproof stamping. Now to stamp with your alcohol markers, you need the right ink. So you need an alcohol proof ink. So we've put in one of our Finesse alcohol proof inks in there. So you can stamp out in that in rustic brown and then colour in with your alcohol markers, which in this case is this is the exotic blends, isn't it? Yes, exotic blends in our tri markers. Our tri-blend, should I say, tri-blend markers, which are brilliant because in every one tri-blend, of course, as you know, I'm sure, there's 3 different shades of the same colour. So guess what? Every time you do a tree, for instance, well, let's use exotic blends as an example. So every time you're doing a tree, you don't need to, like when we were 6, we had 1 green pen, and so the leaves on the tree were just green in one shade, and that was it. You've got 3 shades in that one colour. The sunset doesn't have to just be one shade. If you look up into the sky on a sunset, it's different colours which blend down, isn't it? That's what tri-blends are all about. So this whole big bundle here, including, and you'll have to take this card, finished card, as the stamp, but you are getting that for £30.76 or $44.68. So you're making a nice little saving there, over £13, or just over $19, which is really good. And that's not even taking into account your Club Inspire discount, by the way, which is really, really good. If you're platinum, that brings that down to $24.61, which is really, really good. $35.74 in dollars, so awesome. And Jan, I think sometimes, even watching Crafters TV, if you're a newbie, you can watch colouring and you can think, oh, that's way beyond me. And where do I begin? So this is a great way of getting started, isn't it?
It is, and for anybody that hasn't tried the alcohol markers, this is a great way of sort of, like Derek says, dipping your toe into that area of crafting. Because colouring, I think crafting's a bit like an umbrella heading, and there are so many different sort of lines that go off that with the stamping and with the die cutting and with the embossing. And colouring's something that a lot of people do get a little bit worried about. And like Derek's just said, you know, you can do as much or as little as you want with the tri-blends. And I'm going to show you that on, I've got the kit here ready. But you know, you could just do 1 layer of colouring with 1 shade if you wish. But then as you build up your confidence, you can start and add that medium tone in and then the darker tone to create some shading. So we'll show you that as we go along. So I've actually got the components of the kit then. So the Nina card is a lovely, it's quite a lightweight for stamping on, so it's not adding bulk to your card designs, but it's got a lovely smooth finish, which is what you want for alcohol colouring. It's not as successful on something like watercolour card because that is meant to drink up the liquid. So your alcohol pens would literally, it would just suck it and you'd end up using loads of ink. So you want something nice and smooth where the ink will sit on the top and stay wet to allow you to blend it. So we've got some of that at the ready there. And then we've got this gorgeous, the floral stamp there. So you've got the beautiful, I don't know whether they're daisies or gerberas, I know they're all the same family. And then with love on the sentiment and some extra foliage just to fill, we always try and fill the space up when we've got stamps and things like that so that you've got a little bit of everything going on. And then I'm going to bring in the extra elements. Now I'm actually going to use my stamping platform today, but those rocker blocks are there on the show if we need them. I've also got my Finesse alcohol proof ink pad, and this is the rustic brown one, which is nice for, I think, when you're stamping flowers because you don't get such a harsh outline as the black. And again, if you're not sure, it's got the alcohol pen on there so that you're confident that this is not going to bleed out when you start adding the colour from the pens. So we've got that at the ready. And then I've also got my set of tri-blend pens here, and these are a lovely colour palette. If you're not, if you haven't tried alcohol markers yet, these are a really nice one to sort of get you started with. And again, even though there are 6 colours in each packet, you're effectively getting 18 shades because you have a light tone, a medium tone and a dark tone of each of the 6 colours, and I'll show you how those work in a second. Right, so let's have a look then. We're actually going to pop the stamp onto the back of my stamping platform. So I'm just going to lay it on the piece of cardstock there, and I'm going to add the sentiment as well. We may as well do these all at the same time. So literally lay them, and I've got the base of the stamp face down so that it's going to stamp onto the card, and this way you can line up where you want it on your cardstock. I've just put, the only thing that's not in the bundle is the stamping mat, but these should be available on the website. So if you want to add one of those, it just, and the reason we use this just gives you a little bit of give. If you've got a hard stamping platform or rocker block and you've got a hard glass mat and then you've got a soft stamp, the pressure's got to go somewhere. And if you press those 2 hard surfaces down, the pressure's going to go into the stamp, and sometimes it distorts the image. So just by adding this little bit of foam, which has got that bit of give in, this absorbs the pressure and allows you to get a really good image. So all I'm going to do now then is pick those up off that piece of cardstock, and we'll get that laid down, and I just use the grid on here just to make sure everything's straight. And then I'm going to use that ink, and if it's a large area, I usually sort of just smear it over it first, and then I can see where I've gone with the ink. But then I would add the tapping. The tapping encourages that ink to leave the ink pad and settle on your stamp. So make sure it's got a good covering of ink. Pop that to one side, and then I know now that this is going to fit exactly where I want it on my piece of cardstock. And if you've got the rocker blocks, you're going to get the same effect. It's just a different way of stamping. And again, if you haven't tried them, try them all and see which works for you best. There's no right or wrong. I know some people that love the rocker blocks, some people love the stamping presses. You know that I love that magnetic stamping platform, but we can't keep it in stock. It just sells out every time we get it in. So lots of different ways. Let that ink soak into your cardstock there, and then when we release that there, you can see, just look at that image.
Wow.
That is stunning. And then what I've done is I've cut, just using one of our circle dies, I've cut another piece out. And what I want to do is just pop this onto the top there, and I'm going to ink up again. Could probably have done with being a wee bit smaller that, but we'll go with what we've got. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and line this up. Could go terribly wrong. Let's have a look. So where do we want to be? I think about there, yeah. So what I want to do is take, it's going to be a bit of hit and miss this. There we go. And I'm going to stamp over the circle as well. So I'm just pressing where the cardstock is there and get that image onto my circle. And then what I'm wanting to try and achieve is to be able to line this up with the top here. So just find out where it needs to be. There we go. Look, we'll line up the stems there and the pieces from the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour the top bit and leave the outside part just plain. So we've got like what we call spot colour going on the card. So take away the mat, we'll pop that to one side for a second. And then the best tip I can give you when you're alcohol colouring is to take another piece of cardstock and pop it underneath what you're going to colour. The idea of alcohol is that it bleeds through the cardstock. And if you work on something like your glass mat or a craft mat and it bleeds through, excuse me, you're going to get a pool of the ink on your glass mat, and the only place it's got to go is to literally the card, draw it back up. And quite often I'll get messages from people saying, I can't do the colouring without it bleeding out of the lines, and that's possibly why. So just a piece of scrap underneath, it can be any cardstock, it doesn't matter what it is underneath. And then we're going to have a look at the tri-blend, and I love, absolutely, I think these have got to be some of my favourite alcohol pens, and I love colouring. I've got a lot of the different pens. But if we just get these laid out here, you can see we've chosen in this particular set, we've got a burnt orange blend, we've got the golden yellow blend, we have got alpine green, and then we've got, where are we? Put that one back that way. We've got magenta, pink violet, and aqua. All right, so you've got a really nice colour palette there to work with. And each one, if I just turn this gently now, you can see that each one has got a light on one end, and then it's got a mid on the centre, and then it's got a dark on the end. So if I just show you that there so that you can pick that up on the camera. All right, can you see they're all marked for you? So if I take the lid off this end, we've got the lightest tone. So I'll show you on here, I'll show you on my scrap card here. We've got the lightest shade of this particular colour family, yeah? And then when I take it apart in the centre, we've got a second one, and this takes it a shade darker of the same colour family. And then twist it round, and on the other end, we've got the third one, which is the darkest element of the family. And this allows you to do that shading if you so wish. But don't be put off by that, because if, for example, you think, I love that dark shade and I want my flowers that dark shade, you can just colour them in that dark shade. You don't have to do the blending. Now I'm going to go, I think, with the yellowy tone on this one. All right, so we've actually got golden yellow blends, and the secret behind this, I don't know whether we'll get all this done, but we'll give it a go. So all we're going to do is flood the area with the first shade, which is the lightest shade. So in those petals there, I'm literally just going to flood it all with that first one, and I tend to work a little bit at a time. So we'll just take sort of like a quarter of the flower, because if I go all the way round, by the time I've got round to here, this will have started drying, and I don't want that to happen. So I've gone the light, I'm now going to flick the whole thing round and go to the darker shade. And just where the stamp has given me some indication that there's some shading, I'm going to add in that darker pen. And just those petals underneath there, if you think if one petal's over the other, you're going to get a little bit of shade underneath. So just those petals in the back, I'm going to add a little bit of the dark in as well. And then I'm going to turn it and go to the mid-tone. Okay, and all I'm going to do, I'm not going to go over the top of the dark because that would bleach it out with a lighter shade, but I'm just going to nudge the edge of it into where the light area is. And what it'll do is it'll blend it out so that you've not got that harsh line. Okay, so again on all of them, just to nudge it out there and blend it in. And then back to my light tone again that I started with, and the same, just over that medium bit, just nudge that edge where you've got the line, and you'll find that you'll get that blend, that seamless blend. And then the secret with alcohol markers is to let it dry, because obviously the alcohol needs to evaporate, and it will dry just a wee bit lighter than what we've already done on there. Now then, I've not actually got this prepared, so I can carry on colouring if you wish. I don't know whether you want to watch while Derek has got anything to say, or whether you want to just carry on watching colouring. I'm just going to carry on.
I'm quite happy for us to carry on watching. Because I think colouring is always so soothing, isn't it?
Honestly,
I think it is one of those things. If you've never had any tri-blends before, maybe you haven't seen one of our Colour Me Happy shows or one of the other shows with stamps. In fact, tomorrow is a good day to be around. It's our last live kind of day. We're going to have like some of your favourite shows show over Christmas and New Year. Maybe actually you can use that time either to rerun the fun and rewatch the shows. Do that by all means, but also it might give you actually some crafting time. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're so busy going into a new Crafters TV day that you're kind of like, oh, that thing I was really going to do yesterday, I haven't quite got round to it. So, and then today, and then it gives you a bit more time, doesn't it? Over Christmas and New Year, it gives you a little bit more time. A kit like this, maybe, who has tri-blends or tri-blend brush markers or glitter markers or aqua pens or aqua pencils, whatever it might be that you've been meaning to get started with. I think actually when you think that you can do, I hadn't seen this method before actually, where you cut a bit of or you stamp again, but just take out one element and just colour the element. Because some stamps actually in terms of colouring can be a little bit too daunting going the other way, can't they? Because you think, gosh, that's such big an image. What if I get 3/4 of the shading right and then some of it goes a little bit astray? I feel like I'm going to have to start that again and again and again. I love this method. I really want to try for those bigger stamps because you can just take out a smaller element and get colouring it. I love watching the shading as well, because just when you think, oh, I'm not sure if I've gone too much or too little, as Jan says, just wait for that alcohol to dry. Just wait for that blend to finish. It's almost like, it's like alchemy, Jan, isn't it? Almost just happens
magic.
Before your eyes.
You can actually literally sit and watch it dry. As the alcohol evaporates, it does dry a little bit lighter and the blending looks better. Sometimes when you finish blending, you think, oh, I don't know about that. I'm not so happy with that. But if you just leave it, that's the point, to walk away, go and make a cuppa. Yeah. And then when you come back to it and the alcohols evaporate, you'll be amazed at how well it's blended in. So I'm just going to do the one flower. The idea behind this was to do all this in colour and overlay over the top. All right, so we'll leave it at that one. And then the plan was, I've just literally got some mats and layers that I've popped together at home. Oh, look at this, she's organised again. I sometimes surprise myself, Derek. I do these things and then forget that I've done them. So just a bit of double-sided tape on the end, on the back there, and I've just popped this through one of my embossing folders at home.
Oh, I was just about to
again,
ask you about
that paper. Again, it's the cardstock from those textured pads. I'm in love with those.
Yeah.
Yep, and then I've got a piece of black, and what I thought we'd do is go for a bit of a twisted look there.
Look at that. Yep. Do you know, that just fell perfectly into place there. That's amazing.
It's as if I planned it, isn't it?
I know, but just like, you know, sometimes you think, oh, right, okay, what are going to be the angles on those mats and layers? But, you know, anything would have worked, and it looks spectacular, doesn't it? And
then literally I was going to keep this one plain, so leave the white, just the stamped image, the line art in the background. Yeah. And then if you imagine that I've coloured all the other piece in, okay, we're literally just going to put, can you see what I mean about it bleeding into the background? This is good. That's what it's supposed to do, and that's why you needed that little bit to rest on there. So all we're going to do is line this up with the stamp underneath. And you can raise it on foam pads if you wish. Just need to twist it until we get it in the right place there. I think that looks about right. Yep. And we'll commit. So if you imagine all the top layer was coloured in, and it just gives you that what we call spot colouring. So the whole of this bit would be coloured, including the stems. I would use the green one that we had in for the stems. You could do different coloured bouquet if you want. You could bring the orange one in for one of the flowers. You could bring the pink one in for one of the flowers. They don't all have to be the same colour. Literally have a play with it. But this was the idea behind it. We've not quite got the colouring finished, but it does take a little while there.
I love it.
That was the idea behind that kit. Great way of trying it out if you've not tried the markers before. Yep.
It's all just for that one method. I think that Explorer kit, that's worth getting, isn't it? Just for that. It comes with that wonderful stamp as well that Jan was just using there as well. There's so many of you just saying, like, I'll just run through some of the comments that we've got here as well. LaQuieter Gibson says, I really like the idea of the tri-blends. I struggle with the blending, and these markers take the guesswork out for me. Cheryl says, love my tri-blends. Connie says, I always get inspired watching these shows. Beth says, I love the way Jan explains the why with using the items as well. That's really important as well, isn't it? Why you do what you do is so important because actually it stops us from, you know, hitting bumps on the road. Let's see some of your pictures then. Going back to Year of Craft. Let's see some of your pictures. And funnily enough, we've got some duplicates. We've got some of you doing the same things, which is really, really good. Michelle sent this in. It's her brother's birthday on the 24th.
Oh, wow.
What
Look
a
at that's
lovely
one
card.
of the pop-up boxes,
I
isn't
love
it?
that pop-up box.
That is stunning.
So cool, isn't it? Love the colours here.
Fantastic.
Now, this next card here, you will recognise there because Mary, very, very talented card maker, has made one of the cards from the project cards from A Year of Craft.
Oh, using the project sheet there, I can see that, yeah.
And her very good friend Susan Rushton, and my very good friend Susan Rushton as well, has done the same card as well.
Wow.
Great minds think alike.
What was the chances of that?
I wonder, because I know that a lot of the girls get together every now and again and craft together. Maybe that was a challenge, a craft together challenge. Amazing, both of you as well. Incredible. Just shows you what you can do, doesn't it? When all of the tuition is there with you as well. Because I think sometimes if you're recreating a card from a project pack like this and you're trying to keep along with a crafters TV show at the same time, that can be difficult sometimes. Great to watch and get the inspiration and get the tips from the expert, but when you're doing it, maybe you're like me and you like no voices around. I need to concentrate on this. I get very, very concentrated and tense, and not tense, but you know what I mean? Intense is probably the word. But the project cards in A Year of Craft, they are perfect. They are really going to help you along. Don't forget, and actually stock-wise, this has been so busy during the show, considering it had such a massive launch with Sarah, and that was only a matter of weeks ago. It wasn't that long ago at all, was it, that this launched, and still more and more of you are coming in. Remember, there is just this one chance in our show stock right now. A third of that stock has sold out during the show. We've got 20 minutes left on the live show, and remember, when it's gone, it's gone. The additions to the Year of Craft will all be new items. So you've got to have this one as well. Because remember, it comes with the $29.99 or $39.99 binder as well, with all of those recipe card tips. Plus, there'll be more issues to come to add to the Year of the Craft as we go into 2021. Amazing. Now, I wanted to just remind you about gilding waxes as well, because you know I'm in love with them. I absolutely love them. And it's very, very rare that we have, I think we have all 5 in stock right now. Is that right? Yeah. Which doesn't happen very often at all. And they're all on 25% off at the moment, which is a little bit like us kicking ourselves in our own ankles, really, to be honest with you, because $11.99 down to just $8.99 in the UK, $16.99 in the US, down to $12.74. So we'll run through the colours we've got for you. We've got King Gold, which is lovely. King Gold is more of a sort of yellowish gold, like a true sort of jewellery gold, I guess. Then you've got Antique Gold, which has got that slight more kind of, it's like more of a coppery kind of tone. It's wonderful. People use it for both upcycling and sort of aging new furniture you can do. If you do your own furniture modifications, gilding wax is brilliant for that. Some people use it as a French polish as well. Then you've got the gold, which is a bit of a lighter yellow gold. Really, really nice, sort of like a 9 carat, or I know you would have in the US a 10 carat gold, because it's a little bit lighter and brighter. And slightly more yellow. And then we have the Renaissance. Again, Renaissance is used by a lot of furniture restorers and people who upcycle, because gilding wax is perfect for that. You know, it's brilliant for highlighting your embossing using your embossing folders. So if you're going for Year of Craft, pop a gilding wax in as well at the same time. You'll be very glad you did, because one pot will probably last you forever. I mean, listen, I can never say that with absolute certainty, but one pot goes such a long way. You need just a tiny finger tip into the gilding wax every time you use it. You use the tiniest amount. And it's never in stock. It's never in stock, and it will be the first generally to sell out of stock as well, because all the rest of the gilding waxes are gold. And there is one that is silver, and every time it comes into stock, I'm telling you now, for the 6 months I've been here, I think I've seen it in stock twice only, and it was literally for a couple of days and then it was back out again, and sometimes it can be months before we can restock the gilding waxes. So if you want them, they're on 25% off. Grab them now while you can. £8.99 or $12.74. You can find them in Shop the Show. Now, Johnny, how are we doing with, do we know about the Scoreboard Bundle? We're still working on the Scoreboard Bundle. I don't know what's going on with my arms, by the way. I'm just exercising like elves need to. Well, really, I should just put my feet up and relax. And so that's what I'll do for a moment. Back to a year of craft. Now, before we leave, because we've got, what, 15 minutes left, bear in mind I've got 2 winners to choose before the end of the show to receive from us into your account, either $20 or £20. I'm going to pick one from Facebook and one from YouTube. So if you haven't commented yet, now's the time to get social. I've got 2 winners to pick before the end of the show. So you've got about 10 minutes or so to comment before I pick some winners. So, Jan, let's use that time wisely. Oh, are you starting again from the top? Are you doing that Christmas morning thing again?
I am. I can't help it, Derek, honestly. I'm just for the benefit, because I know not everybody can tune in at the beginning of the show. Very true. So if you weren't with us at the top of the show, I don't want you to miss out on this. If you've joined us part way through and you missed the reveal at the beginning, I'm going to go through it a bit quicker this time because I've got over my excitement now. It was the first time I'd looked in it earlier and I was just as excited as everybody else. But basically, this is what you're going to get for your money. And we were talking about the cost of it earlier and the fact that it's a year of craft. It's going to take you all the way through into next year, and therefore sort of thinking about dividing that cost out over the year as well. So what would be a considered purchase when you split it out over the months that you're going to get out of this sort of compendium, for want of a better word, then it does break it down a little bit and make it a bit more manageable. So 3-drawer chest, really well made, really strong. I daren't pick this one up and drop it. It might break the glass mat. But basically, we have got 3 separate drawers, and I'm going to take the drawers all the way out so that you can have a peek inside. So you've got your little memo in there from us, and then all the beautiful, we've got it had to be purple. It all comes to you all sealed with the Crafter's Companion seal on there, and you've got your tissue just to keep everything in place. But you've got a selection of, I'm going to take the beads out first. We've got 2 wheels that are crammed full of crystal gems and pearl gems in the colours that match what we've got in the box, so all through the different colour schemes. So those for starters. And then you've got a range of embossing folders. So we've got lovely decorative folders, we've got wood grain, I've got 2 here with sentiments on. These are small enough. These will all go through the mini and any of the machines upwards. They're great, if you're wanting to craft with the kiddies or the grandchildren. The little template in there, I know someone asked earlier about that, is a little box template in there, which we can, there will be instructions on how to use that in the pack, which I'll show you in a second. And then you get a multitude of metal in here. So again, let me just separate. You've got the tag toppers on there. So cut your cardstock to the width of here, which it'll tell you on the design how wide to cut it, and then you literally just add this to the top, and you've got 3 different designs to cut out your tags there. Cuts the holes in them automatically. We've got those lovely nesting hearts, which I used at the top of the show to do the good luck card at the beginning there. So a little set of nesting, and I can probably hint that I think there'll be more nesting shapes to come. And I'll talk to you a bit about that towards the end. But again, I'll speed up a little bit. We've got that lovely tree. Again, foliage there to make it spring, summer, autumn, winter, however you wish. Some of the more popular sentiments ones there. That lovely wreath. We're going to use a little bit of this with the confetti in the middle. I'm going to show you how to use that in the next demo if we can squeeze it in. Edgeable dies. Again, you can add those to your projects. This one's lovely. So it's actually like a globe stand, but we've got that gorgeous sort of metalwork to create the flowers. And then one of the stamps matches this one as well. And this, I can't get over this one. Look at the amount of dies. 17 separate dies on that sheet alone. If I turn it round, the metal on there alone is worth a fortune. So that's that one. And then in the bottom, we've not done yet. In the bottom of here, I'm just doing a quick flick because we've got a selection. I don't know whether it's the full selection because the little elves have been in the box, I think. All right, so we've got a selection of, and one of each sheet in here, lots and lots of different patterns in there for you to play with, lots of different colours. So that's draw number 1. Let me just pop everything back in quickly so that we can get to the next one. Right, so that's the top one. And again, you can reorganise these however you wish. They don't have to stay as they've come packaged to you. So in the second one here then, we'll just have a peek in here. This is full of, and not just any old inserts, but vellum inserts. And I think that is stunning. You know, and if you want to use this and fold it, we folded them back on themselves so that you can see the actual verses, but if you want to use it as a full insert, you could. I'd be tempted to actually cut this in half, use this in the card, maybe with some brads or something like that, and save this bit to re-stamp on and use it for something else. So you've got all sorts in there, but all the different sizes. Fits the little 3x3 cards, we've got the 6x4s, we have got the 7x5s, there we go, and we've got a range of 6x6s, which are the sizes in there. So if I lift those out, got some more bling. Got to have bling in the box. And then look at the stamps here. Let me just find the white part here. That was the globe I was telling you about. So you can stamp the stand, and then you can stamp and die cut the floral images, or you've actually got the world there to stamp and fit inside it. Little stack of suitcases. So you can see there's a bit of a travel theme going on that one. And then we've got sentiments galore. This one's actually the months of the year and all the different days of the week. So if you're wanting to do any calendar work, as I say, it would work lovely with the memory books or the organizer dies that we were looking at last week. And then we've also got a full sheet of sentiments. We've tried to think of all the different occasions and go for them all. Different fonts, you know, so you can mix and match the fonts. I'm going to do that on this next demo. And then you've got that lovely happy birthday. So it makes a gorgeous, great for paper piecing. You've got all the numbers there to personalise your cards if it's a special birthday. And then the last one in there is that set, that lovely set of wreaths in there. And again, you can make them, you know, autumnal just by using different colours. It could be a spring themed one, it could be a winter, you name it. And then the greetings and the little embellishments in there as well. So that's drawer number 2. I feel as if I'm on like Beat the Clock. I'm still going, there's another drawer yet. Put them all back in there. Literally, it's
I feel very guilty today, Jan. I just get to stand here and watch.
That's all right. And last one then, let's have a look in the bottom. This one's, it's literally jam-packed, this one. And this is full of your card plaques. They're saying I'm here, it's jam-packed. I wish it was my idea, I do, honestly. But yeah, this is why it's jam-packed, honestly. Look, just look, honestly, look at it. We've got large one, and we've got a small one, and then we've got a middle one, I think, somewhere. There we go. Yeah, you see the sizes. All the different colours, the whole lot of it in the box, and mixes with the colour scheme. Some of it's nice plain satin ribbon, some of it's that gorgeous grosgrain, which I love. So we put all that bundle down there, and then right in the very bottom you've got your card blanks. So those lovely little dinky 3x3s, I think these are gorgeous and would make excellent note cards, or even tags, you know, if you were wrapping a present and you wanted to make a quick tag to put on it. 4x6s, 7x5s, 6x6s, and not only do we give you the card blanks, also in the bottom of here you've actually got all the envelopes to go with them as well. So we've thought of absolutely everything. Right, okay, so I'm going to try and fit it in a bit better because I think it was my bad packing skills earlier. It's, my goodness, I think I got a bit too excited and pushed them all in there earlier, and it was a little bit too full. So that's your box. Now, the reason that I want you to get on board with this is I know Sarah's planning. I know what she's like. Look, it's full again. It won't, there we go. I don't want to damage anything inside it. What she's actually planning, we've got the year of craft, we've got the compendium here to get you started. It's a one-off purchase because once the stock's gone, we can't get any more. I know Sarah literally, she ordered so much of this to get you a really good value price that it was a one-off order. We're not going to be able to repeat the price. So when it's gone, it's gone. And if you haven't sort of joined us with it, come next year, 2021, we're actually going to start adding to the actual concept. So there will be extra drawers coming out full of goodies, and also with a magazine that fits in the drawer. It also fits in the next bit that I'm going to show you. So that was the compendium, and that's what you're actually paying the money for. But we're going to send you free with that compendium, and I'm still staggered by this because I dread to think what it would cost to buy all this and put it together. It's beautiful, honestly. It's almost like leather bound. You've got the little window in here which has got a year of craft, but you could pop a photo in there or anything. It could be a bit of artwork in there. And it's a proper ring binder folder. And I'm late flat now, so we'll have a look at it from the top there. And we've got that introduction, year of craft. And when you go inside here, we have got, and I'm just going to flick through them all, a variety of recipe cards. So there's 30 different projects for you to craft along with, and they come in the form of a lovely photograph piece on the front, a list of what you will need, so bits that you'll need out of your craft compendium and bits that you'll need as additional items. And these are just straightforward things, you know, like your cutting machine and your foam pads and things like that. And then on the back of it, if I just move it over a wee bit, you can see that we've got step-by-step instructions. So there's as much or as little as you need. If you just look at the picture and think, well, I could have a go at that, but I'm going to make it in a different colour, go for it. If you need that little bit of extra help where it breaks it down with the sizes and things like that, it's all there for you to do. Top tips on there, all our designers involved, we asked them all to contribute so that you could get a variety of styles. And then, I've still not finished, I need another big breath. Let me just get to the end of those. We've actually got extra compartments going on at the back here. And it says issue 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So what we've got here, if you can imagine now, because we've just put a blank one in for building it up for our demo box, but we've got, this is going to be crammed full of even more inspiration, more ideas, you know, maybe even the odd card or two that people have sent in. I don't know, there's the scope for a lot with a magazine, and it's got the binding part in here for you to fit it into your folder. And then again, when the next one comes out, and you can see where we're heading. If I remember rightly, I think they're starting around about February, and there will be every other month. So there's another 6 to add to that compendium. So that gives you 9 boxes, 9 drawers in total for you to collect. And I just think it's an excellent concept, I really do. And as I say, even for somebody like me that's got more craft stash than I can throw a stick at, I would still be on this, I really would, because it's got all those different bits and pieces in it. So,
there's never enough, Jan, is there?
I'm going to throw back to Derek while I take a breath, I think.
Yeah, never enough, never enough.
Oh, never.
Wow. That was an incredible couple of hours as well, wasn't it, Jan?
Is it gone already?
Yeah, that's it. We're pretty much done.
I can't believe how quick it goes. I'm sure it's like a time warp when we come in here.
I know. 2 hours go so quickly. Now, it's thee and me tomorrow as well, isn't it?
It sure is, yes. I'm very excited about tomorrow. I'm very. The masterclass tomorrow morning is with our Best of British collection, and I have absolutely loved playing with it at home, honestly. I've got some really nice demos, and with it being a masterclass, I've gone again from beginners through to advanced for you, so you can follow along with that. And then we have, it's Wednesday tomorrow, isn't it? So we've got Creative Cravings. I had to think what day we were on then. Creative Cravings, and again, some nice products on the show.
Some Sharon Callis and some Lee Holland stamps there as well, and all sorts. I can't wait.
I know.
I can't wait. It's going to be like end of term
and our
for
last
us.
day as well.
I know.
Ooh.
I know. If you think things have been a bit giddy today, I think you wait until tomorrow. Anything could happen. Right. Thank you, Jan. We will see you tomorrow. Cannot wait. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Hope you're there as well. Jan deserves a very, very... You know we've got a bed through there, don't you? You can have a nice lie down. I think you need it. Right, okay. Here are my 2 winners right now. So winners of either £20 or $20 to spend here at Crafters Companion. From Facebook, Sally Bond, we've chosen you today. Congratulations, well done. It did help that you said, oh, what a lovely combination, Jan and Derek. See, that's the kind of comment that does help. Does give you a little bit of an edge if you're heading towards win. Compliments always help. Although I have to say, I don't pick the winners. They are picked by our social media team. So it is all fair and above board. I'll put my leg up just to show you it's true. And my YouTube winner is Anne Designs, I think it says, no, sorry, Amy Designs, AME Designs is your username. I beg your pardon. I must get new contact lenses. And you said that you got one of the kits earlier from our website and you absolutely love it. So you are my YouTube winner. I need both of you to drop me a quick email, if you will, to prizes@crafterscompanion.com so we can get your account credited. And do you know what? Because we are not done yet for Christmas, there is another live day yet before we take a little Christmas break. We are going to be giving away those vouchers tomorrow as well. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. So please come and join myself and Jan for the two fabulous shows tomorrow. So we've got Best of British and we've got Lee Holland and Sharon Callis later on in the day as well. I know you're going to be there. You know all the times as well. But listen, just before we go, Sarah couldn't be here right here today, but she has spent and sent you a very, very special Christmas message. Remember, in this, it's almost like we're not going to be back tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow, but here is a special message with lots of love from Sarah straight to you. See you tomorrow.
Hey guys, I just wanted to bob in and take one last chance to wish you all of the joys of the season and say I hope you have a wonderful time over the Christmas period. And I wanted to pop in because Wednesday is going to be our last day of showing live shows for a few days. That's right, I've said the team can have a few days off, a well-earned rest over the Christmas period. And I just wanted to take time to explain to you exactly why that was. So you'll know, those of you who've been watching live with us every day since March, my team have worked their absolute socks off to deliver outstanding shows, outstanding presentations, and honestly deliver everything I've asked of them and so much more. And I wanted to be able to say to them, go and have a well-earned rest. Go and spend time with your families. Go and spend days slobbing in your pyjamas all day, not really getting out of bed. Go and have a proper rest, because honestly, everyone's ready for it. Not just the team that you see in front of the camera, but all of the people behind the scenes who work tirelessly every day to make Crafters TV the huge success that it is. And I just wanted to pop in personally and explain to you why I wanted the teams to have that time off, why it was so important to me. And I'm sure as valued customers and friends, you will totally understand and join me in wishing them a wonderful and well-deserved Christmas break. Now, I will be back on the 4th of January to kick off a fantastic first week of the new year. I promise you, we've got some amazing shows, some big launches, even that first week in January, and it's going to be well worth the wait. So I hope you guys go and enjoy the festive season too. We'll all see you on the 4th of January, but in the meantime, make sure you enjoy some of what have been our favourite shows from over the year.